Hey, I'm Julie from the Green Acres Nursery Supply in Roseville, and today we're going to talk about Japanese maples. What I like to tell customers is that Japanese maples, when you buy them, it's kind of like buying a piece of art. You buy it for what the branches are doing. It's not like when you buy an azalea, you're just looking for it to be round. You want to see, those cool twists and turns, and everybody needs a different shaped Japanese maple for their yard. So you want to think about where you're going to put it, because it's an accent tree. It's something that you put to draw interest to your yard. It's not really a shade tree because they only grow about 6 inches a year. So it's very slow growing, so you're always very careful with your trimming. But you want to think about where you want to put it. So if you have like a little waterfall and you want a Japanese maple to kind of go over one side, then you want one that's kind of leaning to the left, where a shade tree, you wouldn't be looking for that. Or if you want it in the center, maybe you want it to be more round, a little higher off the ground if you have boulders around it or something. But you want to think of all of those things on how this accent tree is going to be like an art piece in your yard. With that said, there's a lot of different Japanese maples that do a lot of different things that's really fun. Example, this is a bee-hue. And a bee-hue Japanese maple, the bark turns this bright, bright yellow, and it's gorgeous. So in the wintertime, it gives you this other show. Besides all its pretty branching, it's bright yellow and glowing in your yard, and you don't really see that in most trees. But then there's also the coral bark, which is a nice one, but he'll turn orange. This guy hasn't quite got cold enough, but you can see one little branch starting, but the whole thing will be a bright, bright orange like that guy. And these also, their leaves will turn yellow in the fall like the bee-hue. Japanese maples are known for their fall color, but they all do different things. So these two are yellow, but if you went down to our cereus, which are gonna be right back here, I have one little branch that's starting to get kind of fiery. Even though he's just bright green, he's gonna get real fiery orange. You can kind of see it starting to set in, but these things, it literally looks like it's lit on fire in the fall. They're gorgeous. And the cereus is a different one because he's really hardy. He's one of my favorites because of it, because even though he has that lace leaf, he can acclimate to full sun. So you could put him in all-day sun or low sun like the rest of them want. Normally your Japanese maple only wants 4 hours of morning sun and then afternoon shade. But this guy can handle it. Just be a few years of ugly till he gets used to it, but he'll get used to it. And you just have to make sure that they have a regular watering schedule. If you have a full sun spot, but you really want a really beautiful Japanese maple as an accent tree, there's a few varieties that are more tried and true at acclimating. It's the coral barks, which are these guys. And then I got the cereus that we just talked about. Also, if you want purple leaves, our blood goods, which you can see behind me over here, are really good. And they'll turn like a real crimson red in the fall. And then just your regular basic Acer plantain, which is just a regular Japanese maple that's green. I believe they turn kind of an orangey red in fall, but I'm not positive. But those are the best at acclimating. There are a few other rare ones out there that are really good at doing it too, but for the most part, the rest of them really like to be in that afternoon shade. You have to make sure they have a regular water source so that they stay semi-moist all the time. You don't want them to dry out real bad and then re-watering them. And you also want to make sure that you only give them organic acidic food. Never use a really strong fertilizer on them like a Miracle-Gro. They're real sensitive to it. So only organic acidic food for your Japanese maple if you do feel like you need to feed it. But I hope that's enough tips to help you out with your Japanese picking. Have a great day.